Hello, you wonderful people. I cannot get over it. It is the end of 2021 already. It is gone by so quickly. I am actually excited for 2022. 2021 had its ups and downs, but it did actually have a lot of ups in terms of new vegan friendly foods that were released in Australia. We have had some very innovative products that have been released in Australia. We have been blessed with some amazing products, and today I want to talk about my personal top 10 favorite products of 2021. I hope you guys agree with some of these, or if you don't, I'd love to hear your top 10 as well in the comments. But anyway, let's start this off with one of my absolute favorites actually at the moment. It is, of course, the Coles Nature's Kitchen nuggets. These nuggets are just so unbelievable. If you watched my video of my top 10 items in 2020, the Aldi nuggets were in the list. Aldi unfortunately keep that as a seasonal item. It's not always available, whereas these Coles Nature's Kitchen ones are always available and are pretty much 98% the same item as those Aldi plant-based nuggets. Very, very affordable as well. Sometimes half price as well. It is actually such a fantastic option to have available and is by far the best vegan-friendly nuggets out on the market. I've done a comparison and these guys topped out, and I really, really highly recommend you guys get on board with these nuggets as well. There's been some amazing Australian brands releasing some amazing products, and one such brand is Veef. Veef are an Australian-based company in Queensland. They have really kicked into gear with some very innovative products in 2021. They had a handful of ready meal items released. They had some like shredded lamb and pork style meals as well, and then also my personal favorite that's hitting in this list is those Veef bacon bits. They are absolutely delicious. They are so spot on to regular bacon bits. It is eerie, but it is also very delicious as well. It is so versatile. You can now make a very delicious carbonara using these bacon bits. And what I actually do really love about this one is actually it is a freezer item. Okay, the next one is vegan chocolate bars. You know, we have had some really good ones, we've had some really awful ones, but these from an Australian brand called Health Lab, this one is very delicious. It is, of course, the Health Lab Mr. Big Caramel. These chocolate bars are just so delicious. The chocolate is so creamy, very yummy. They come in a massive pack of 4 chocolate bars. They do seem a little bit expensive at $12 for 4 chocolate bars, sometimes on special for $10. It honestly just reminds me of like a Snickers or like a picnic bar. They are just honestly one of my favorite vegan-friendly chocolate bars out on the market at the moment. A bit more natural compared to your non-vegan chocolate bars. So it is a little bit nicer in that regard, but it is actually a massive favorite for me. They have a bunch of other vegan-friendly chocolate bars available as well, but this one for me, highly recommended and is well and truly earned its spot in this top 10 of 2021. Okay, this one is another revolutionary item in terms of cooking. So we have the Upfield Pro plant cream. This plant cream was just perfect. It is perfect. It is honestly a game changer for a lot of people who love to cook. There's been vegan creams out on the market which are coconut based, and the heat tolerance of coconut-based creams is just really non-existent, and this one though is just fantastic. It whips perfectly, which I love, and it isn't actually made from coconut. It is actually made from aquafaba, which is fantastic and so easy to use in your cooking. The only downside is, in my opinion, it is that massive 1 litre carton of the plant cream. It is quite expensive for 1 litre. If they come out in 2022 with a smaller carton, that is going to be a further game changer for vegans in wanting an actual good quality plant cream that you can use in your cooking. So the next one, the part of my top 10, is from a Swedish company. It is, of course, ORMS. ORMS hit the market in about mid 2021 into Woolworths supermarkets. That shredded goodness, that flavor is fantastic. It works so well in so many different meals. It is actually really fantastic. And what I actually really love about this is just the flavors that come out in this item is just so delicious in comparison to similar products on the market. ORMS is actually a really massive brand in Europe, in the UK. They have a variety of different products available. Hopefully in 2022, they release some of their other products into Australia, which would be so exciting. ORMS actually have a range of products of like mince, they got burgers, they've got like smokehouse flavored ORMS, they got spicy ORMS, kebab meat styled ORMS. There is so many products, and I really hope all of these are released in Australia in 2022. And of course, we cannot forget Bird's Eye jumping into the plant-based vegan mock meat market in 2021, which is fantastic for so many reasons. Such a big, iconic brand jumping into the plant-based market. It just shows that big brands are seeing the turn of people going into more alternative meat options. So they release a handful of fantastic options that are available. But for me personally, the real winner was their plant-based mince. We buy this probably about monthly at the moment. We don't use a lot of mock meat. This mince though is just definitely on high rotation for us. We love it. The texture is fantastic. It cooks up incredibly well, and that value is unbelievable as well. $6.50 for some mince is fantastic. They have tenders, they have strips, they have burgers, they have so many different items in their mock meat range now, which is exclusively available at Coles supermarkets. Okay, another one that was actually only limited release in 2021 in Australia, which is a little bit disappointing, and some people will debate of whether it is actually vegan as well. And that one was, of course, the vegan KitKats. The vegan KitKats, they were released on a limited release in Australia for whatever reason. They just wanted to trial out to see if vegans actually still enjoy KitKats. Of course we do. If you are one of the few that were lucky to actually grab some of those pre-orders or find them in those Woolworths Metro stores, you would have been treated to that KitKat classic that we all used to love. It was so similar to the original. It was fantastic. No dark chocolate sort of flavors. It was just pure goodness. I pre-ordered a bunch of them. Unfortunately, they went pretty quickly, and unfortunately as well, they aren't available in Australia at the moment. So I really hope in 2022, vegan KitKats are just a more regular item and can be found everywhere. We are almost finished this top 10, but this one I really wanted to talk about. This one was only a couple months ago that I tried for the first time. It had actually probably been released earlier in the year into convenience stores, into Caltex petrol stations, into 7-Elevens. It is the Greenback protein bars. These are actually a protein bar high in protein, which is fantastic as well for people looking for a quick snack. High protein, fantastic. Minimal ingredients, also fantastic. But these protein bars are covered in chocolate and actually really soft and not grainy. It's actually really flavorsome. These were actually really fantastic and kind of like a chocolate bar, but you are getting heaps of protein in there as well. So for me personally, that choc mint flavor was my absolute favorite. They have hazelnut as well, which is also on high rotation in this household. So finishing out on this top 10 items for me personally, vegan items in 2021, it has to be the vegan meatloaf from Veef. This is the second item from Veef in this top 10 list for me personally. They have released a handful of convenient pack items that you can get at supermarkets. They have like meatballs, they have like this meatloaf, and they also have a butter chicken. I don't mind them, they're not too bad, but that meatloaf is just so delicious. A delicious glaze around on the top is just fantastic. And it is that perfect item to accompany your vegan roast. So meatloaf is just fantastic. The flavors are delicious, and they have really done a fantastic job with this item. Hats off to Veef in 2021. They have done a fantastic job of releasing some amazing quality items and innovative items as well. Some items that we have not seen. So really truly appreciate Veef going to that effort of branching out into different areas that other companies haven't done. So there we go, guys. This was my top 10 favorite items of 2021. There were actually so many other items that I absolutely loved in 2021, but these 10 were definitely my highlights. It has been a fantastic year for vegan food items in Australia. I can only imagine that 2022 is just going to be a groundbreaking year again, with more and more bigger brands jumping on board with these plant-based alternatives, and you know, these Australian companies just being so innovative with some fantastic items as well. So as I said, if you agree with my top 10 list, let me know in the comments below, or let me know of what your top 10 items or top 5 items were in 2021. There were so many items released in Australia in 2021. It is really hard to actually keep up with what items were actually released. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, chuck it a like, share it around. And as always, if you want to keep up to date with more vegan friendly content in Australia, definitely do subscribe to this channel. So until next time, friends, I will see you in 2022 for more vegan friendly content. Have a wonderful new year and see you soon.